In this video, I compare two of the baddest and most rugged full-size trucks on the market today. The 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor against a 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Some might say this is not a fair fight as nothing compares to the Raptor. However, you might be surprised after watching this video. There are 6 comparison categories and the winner is not so clear-cut. Polls will be available for voting after each category and I'll publish the results later. Make sure you vote. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. Exterior looks. If you're a truck guy, it's really hard to complain about the exterior looks of a F-150 Raptor. It's boxy, it's edgy, and wide. It is 6 inches wider than a normal F-150, and the whole truck looks like a Baja racing truck. The front end has a massive Ford stamp grille, the headlights are tall and wide, and the hood scoop can clearly be seen. Now, the Tundra TRD Pro is no slouch either. It's big, brawny, but is curvier overall. The center grille is also stamped with Toyota, and since hood scoops seem to be popular, Toyota put 2 on the Tundra TRD Pro. Moving on to the side, the Raptor's extra width can clearly be seen. The front and rear fenders stick out about 3 inches on each side to make room for those massive 34.5-inch tires. They have an aggressive pattern and those wheels also look outstanding. As for the Tundra TRD Pro, the profile looks more like a regular truck. The black TRD wheels look great and add some good contrast to either army green or white as you see here. The tires, however, are not nearly as big or aggressive as the Raptors. The rear doors on this CrewMax Tundra are massive. I'll talk about the second row later on. Moving on to the rear, the Raptor can be equipped with a giant Ford stamped cladding in the middle, and you see dual exhaust tips on the bottom. The back of the TRD Pro looks like a normal Tundra. Nothing special other than the 4x4 emblem being blacked out. There are TRD exhaust tips, but they stick out from the side rather than the rear. So, in the end, which one do you prefer? Make sure you vote. Number 2, power and sound. The first generation of the Raptor was introduced with a decent and capable 5.4-liter V8 that pushed out about 310 horsepower. People wanted more, and Ford listened and then introduced a 6.2-liter V8 with 411 horsepower. Now, with the second-gen Raptor, Ford decided to go the turbo route. They pretty much used the same 600 horsepower engine they put in a Ford GT supercar, but detuned it to 450 horsepower. And they put that engine in a Raptor and made it into a new 10-speed automatic. This new Raptor is a fast truck, and that's an understatement. 0 to 60 is somewhere between 5.5 to 5.7 seconds and blows the Gen 1 Raptor away in any kind of drag race. Now, there is one downside, however, to this new EcoBoost turbo engine, and that is the sound it produces. This EcoBoost engine is a 3.5-liter V6, and even though Ford did their best tuning the exhaust, it just doesn't sound anywhere near as good and as throaty as the old V8 that they had in the Gen 1. Now, the 2020 Tundra TRD Pro is a second-generation Tundra that was introduced back in 2007, and the engine and transmission has not changed for the last 13 years. When this iForce 5.7-liter V8 engine was introduced back in 2007, it changed the full-size truck market. The 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque Toyota introduced was way more than what Ford, Dodge, and Chevy had at that time. 0-60 is between 6.1 to 6.4 seconds, which makes this Tundra TRD Pro a pretty fast truck. And that V8 sound is unmatched by the Raptor, and the TRD Pro exhaust only enhances that lovely exhaust note. So which one would you choose? The tried and true iForce V8 in the Tundra TRD Pro, or would you choose the new modern turbocharged EcoBoost V6 in the Raptor? Number 3, cab and bed configuration. Ford provides 3 cab configurations and 3 bed lengths for the F-150, but things are limited when it comes to the Raptor. You could select Super Crew, which gives you much more room in the second row, or Super Cab, which decreases the amount of the second row space. What's interesting is in both cab configurations, the bed length is the same at 5.5 feet. Even with the smaller Super Cab configuration, you do not get a longer bed. Now for 2020, Toyota now offers two cab configurations for the Tundra TRD Pro. You can select the Crew Max, which gives you a ton of second row space, or the double cab, which gives you a smaller second row. But with the Tundra, the double cab configuration gives you a traditional 6.5 foot bed versus the Crew Max, which gets a 5.5 foot bed. In the back, the Raptor does get a tailgate step, which makes it easier to climb into the bed. Tundra does not have this option unless you go the aftermarket route. As for space within the cabin, both trucks provide an enormous amount of room in the first and second row. If you look at the dimensions, the Raptor is slightly larger in all categories, but when you're sitting inside, it's really hard to notice. With the second row seats folded up, the Raptor provides a flat floor, which makes it very easy to haul things around. The Tundra does not provide a flat floor, although there is still plenty of room to haul things around. So in the end, which cab and bed configuration would you choose? Number 4, towing and payload. The Raptor and especially tuned Fox suspension is an amazing setup to go desert racing with, to go off-roading with, and to go to Home Depot with. However, because of it, the towing and payload capacity of the Raptor is much lower than a normal F-150. Towing with the Raptor is limited to 8,000 pounds and the payload is limited to 1,200 pounds. Both numbers are respectable and probably more than what most people use the Raptor for. However, it pales when compared to the Tundra TRD Pro. The Tundra TRD Pro can tow up to 9,200 pounds and has a payload capacity of around 1,560 pounds. So as for the towing and payload category, what are your thoughts? Is the payload and towing for a Raptor enough for you, or do you need to step up to something like a Tundra TRD Pro? Number 5, interior design and technology. As for interior design, both trucks look very truckish. Both have thick steering wheels, large vents, large buttons and knobs, and both are covered in nice black leather. The Raptor is filled with a ton of buttons everywhere on the steering wheel and in the center dash. The Tundra has buttons but less of them and they look a bit more elegant. Both trucks come with an 8-inch infotainment system that gets the job done, and both support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Raptor, however, does have available power adjustable pedal, engine auto start stop, 360 view camera system, panoramic sunroof, and ventilated seats. These are not available with the Tundra TRD Pro. As for safety features, both trucks get pre-collision system, adaptive cruise control, lane departure alert, but the Raptor also gets blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and lane keep assist. As for this category, interior design and technology, for me, I say the clear winner is the Raptor. What are your thoughts? Number 6, off-road capabilities. There is very little things the Raptor cannot do. Starting with the 4-wheel drive system, it has a traditional 4 high and 4 low, but also has 4 auto, which basically gives the Raptor all-wheel drive. The Raptor will distribute power between the front and rear axles as traction demands. Along with that, the Raptor has terrain modes that configures the Raptor's throttle, steering feel, suspension compression, traction control for basically any condition. There are also 3 different steering modes that you can choose manually. The front differential can be configured with a 410 gear torsion differential, which puts down more torque to the front wheels, and there is a rear differential lock as well. The Raptor has skid plates underneath. The truck has 11.1 inches of ground clearance, and in terms of the approach angle and departure angle, the Raptor has 30.2 degrees of approach angle and 23-degree departure angle. Finally, the Raptor can be configured with B-lock wheels and come with electronically controlled variable compression Fox shocks. As for the Tundra TRD Pro, you have a traditional 4-wheel drive system where you get 4 high and 4 low. Toyota does include a 8-track system which brakes the wheels that are slipping to give you more torque to the wheels that needs them. Unfortunately, there's no locking center or rear differential. The TRD Pro gets skid plates on the bottom, and the truck has 10.6 inches of ground clearance. The Tundra TRD Pro also has a 31-degree approach angle and 17-degree departure angle. The Tundra TRD Pro gets forged and lightweight BBS TDR wheels and Fox-tuned shocks. So the question is the off-road capabilities of a Tundra TRD Pro enough, or do you need to upgrade to a Raptor? 7. Pricing. The base Supercab Raptor starts at $55,000, but that comes with the base features, and it doesn't include many of the things I talked about today, such as leather, power adjustable pedals, 360 camera, etc., etc. Most Raptors being sold today includes the 802 luxury package, which bumps up the price to around $66,000. And that's with the Supercab. If you wanted a Super Crew, add in another $3,000. And if you want to add things like beadlock wheels and panoramic sunroof, the price comes in closer to around $72,000. As for the Tundra TRD Pro, the double cab starts around $49,000 and the Crew Max starts around $53,000. There are no packages to add on, only a few small accessories. So if you compare a fully loaded Super Crew Raptor with a Crew Max Tundra TRD Pro, the difference in price is around $19,000, which is pretty significant. So in conclusion, how did you vote and which truck do you think is the clear winner? On paper, this might look like it's no competition between the two trucks, but the results are probably closer than you think. I will publish the poll results on driversonlyrankings.com in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash up the like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out these other videos.